confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus, Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
Class is in session every weekend with Sunday School with Lex. Connect with like-minded Black women every Sunday at 6 on the Lexus Exodus platform, where we have live panels and call-in shows in order to connect and share our stories, discuss divestment and other important topics pertaining to the plights of Black women, discuss self-empowerment and self-improvement, and much, much more. Tune in every Sunday at 6 p.m. ET at patreon.com/LexusExodus. See you soon.
Hey, boos, hey. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. How are y'all doing? And like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Please comment in the comment section. Let me know that you're listening. Also, if you enjoy listening to my content on the go, the show is now available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for audio listeners. Go check out my Patreon community where you can get access to bonus episodes and exclusive content and also a private community of like-minded divested women. It is linked below. Please also follow me on social media platforms. You can check me out everywhere on all platforms at Lexus Exodus. I also have a backup channel just in case something happens to this one. It is called LexX. That's LEXEX. You can find all of this information in the description below. So I want to talk about submissive providers tonight. And I want to talk about this idea and about how many women are in relationships with dusties who expect for them to go out, bust their butts, and submit to a boss in a boardroom and be corporate America queen, while also at the same time expect for these women to come home and be June Cleaver, to put on the apron, wear some heels. First, you got to bring home the bacon, then submit and bow down to them as well once you get home. And this is so hypocritical. Common sense says if you want a traditional wife, you need to be a traditional man first. You need to be the provider and go out and bring home the bread, butter, and bacon so that your traditional, fit, feminine, and submissive wife is able to cook it. However, these dusties are delusional. They are delulu. They want all of the benefits of traditional family values and the traditional familial unit without any of the sacrifices. They want women who will be a mule at a 9 to 5 and pay the bills, then expect for her to come home and be a mammy, mule, and maid for him as well. They want submissive providers. So to illustrate exactly what I'm referring to, I first want to show you guys a few posts. So this first is a Facebook post, and this Dusty shares woman. So he says woman instead of woman, which is the plural form, which is another thing. This is going to be difficult because y'all know I don't speak Niggalese, but I'll try my best to translate with you guys throughout all the grammatical and spelling errors. But anyway, he says woman, if the man is struggling, finding a job, picking out a suit, fixing his credit, getting a car, paying his rent, and making doctor's appointments for him, setting up his business for him, writing his business plan, and you have the time, means, and the will to do those things, is that a problem? Womp, womp, womp. Yes, Nignog. It's a problem. It's a major problem. And this nigga has got to either be trolling or just out his daggone mind. Notice how he mentions all these attributes normally associated with traditional masculinity, along with expecting those same attributes that are normally associated with traditional femininity as well. So he wants a woman to act like a man and to provide financial security and resources, pay his rent, get him a car, build his business, while also doing the domestic duties like picking out a suit for him, picking out his clothes, making his doctor's appointments, and cooking and cleaning as well. It's because these dusties want submissive providers. They want you to wear both the pants and the panties. They want you to bring home the bacon and cook it.
They want you to be traditional Susie homemaker while also being corporate America queen. They want all the benefits that come with traditional domesticated women who cook and clean and screw on demand and drop them draws on demand with none of the sacrifices of being the primary breadwinners. They want submissive providers. Here's another post that illustrates exactly what I'm referring to. And this one is a text message exchange that a young lady shared between her and a little Dusty. So I guess he asked her for money and she responded and said no. And he followed up and said, but you getting money. That's $250. That's nothing. He said, I really post to ask for more than that. I'm spoiled. Every female I dealt with was managers and real bosses. You think I could talk to females for fun or for free? What the F? You acting lame as F. She said, okay. She hit him with the one-liner, okay. He said, Ish, wow, you acting like I told you I'm finna go buy some Jordans or a new PlayStation. What the F? You not on my level. I'm good. And like my grandma told me, if a woman, plural form again, if a woman don't give you no money to invest in yourself, to make y'all situation better, or even use her car, she don't like you for real. Child, good grief. See, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Niggas be better hypergamous princesses than women. They do. If it's nothing else that a nigga dong has, it's the nerve, the unmitigated gall. So he had the nerve to have his hand out like a little bit. Then be indignant on top of that. When she declined and said, no, nignog, no Negro. You go to work if you want money. I'm not giving you no handouts. Child, he told her I only mess with bosses and managers. Shaking my mother effing head. When I tell you his broke ass would have gotten cussed clean the F out, I mean, I would have given him a tumultuous, nasty tongue lashing. He would have been hurt talking to me like that. This nigga said, I'm used to getting spoiled. I would have straight up told him, okay, well, start an OnlyFans, sis. If you used to being spoiled and treated like a pretty princess, why don't you get on a block, queen? Why don't you start selling poom poom and bussy? Sistren, you need $250 so bad. I know a few gay niggas who will pay you $20 to bust it open and a bust on your face, girl. This is what Dusties expect, though. Submissive providers. They want women who will bring home the bacon, then turn around and cook it. They want women who will wear the pants and the panties, be submissive, but come with a paycheck as well. Child, here's another one. And somebody get the Raid. Somebody get the roach spray. Somebody get some Kleenex with all this dust. So this is another Facebook post. This one says, my mortgage is $1,600 a month. My haircut is $40 a week. My car note is $620 a month. My car insurance is $220 a month. My cologne on average is $120 to $200 easy, depending on what I'm buying. Household expenses, all included, about $700. My PS5 games are $69 each, and when new Jordans drop, $250. If I don't win the drop, $350. So y'all, again, I don't understand this language. I'm not bilingual in niggalese. I don't buy Jordans. I don't buy urban wear. So I have no idea what he's referring to when he says, if I don't win the drop, it's $350. Maybe somebody else can translate it below, but that's what he said. And he said, if you in a relationship with me, you paying all of it, period. My bills and I are a package deal. F out of here. Pay up or leave me the F alone. Child, I cannot. Now, I can't enlarge this guy's picture for y'all to see this imagery. I will take that L for y'all. I'll take one for the team because I had to look at it. But this Shrek face, fat, funky, dusty, musty, disgusting nigga has this list of demands, talking about his bills are a package deal, looking like this. Dusty's cracking me up. Like, how you gonna be fat and unattractive and have a shitty personality? Make it make sense. You already hard to want, nignog, looking like you do. Asking for women to pay to be up under that rotund, fat, sloppy, stretch marked, floppy beer belly is insane, child. But he wants a submissive provider as well. Let's look at this next post, child. Okay, so we see another Facebook post of a dude posted up like a video vixen, like a daggone IG model. He's posted up next to 2 luxury cars that we know he's likely renting. He's also posting thirst traps of him at the gym, just like a little bit, just like an IG model. These niggas want to be a bad bitch so bad. But his caption says 31-year-old, 6'6" real estate developer / investor looking for a queen. No single mothers, no overweight women, college educator required, no city girls, preferably curvy, the darker the better, no BBLs or plastic surgery, no strippers or OnlyFans girls, no toxic feminists, must have a good relationship with your father, family-oriented first, career-driven second. Holla at me. Ciao. So here's another list of dusty demands that he don't deserve, but illustrating that these Nick dogs want a submissive provider. They want to be pretty princesses. And y'all see this exhaustive resume these dusties expect for women. So notice he said college educated and ambitious and career-oriented, but domesticated and also family-oriented first. And then on top of that, he wants you to be fine too. So you got to be a mammy, a model, and a mule child. And notice he said, he explicitly stated, you got to be family-oriented first and career-driven second. Child, he meant that. He did that intentionally. So he wants y'all to go out and serve one master and submit to a boss in the boardroom, then come home and serve and submit to his black ass too. But you have to prioritize family first, remember. Even though your ass sweating and slaving and paying 50-50, paying the bills, being a boss chick in the boardroom, you have to prioritize submitting to him first. He wants a submissive provider. Okay, so I want to get to this next clip of this man explaining this hypocrisy.
So this brother told me the other day that he wants a submissive woman. I said, okay, let me ask you one question. Can you submit to all those bills? He's like, what do you mean? I said, what do you think I mean? Can you submit to all the bills? Can you pay all the bills every month? No. Well, what is she submitting to? 50%? Come on, man. Like if you want a traditional woman, you got to be a traditional man. You know what I mean? Like, cut the nonsense out. See, everybody wants a traditional woman until it's time, or everybody wants a submissive woman until it's time to submit to them bills. Let me tell you something I've learned. You don't earn submission or submissiveness because you are a male with a pee-pee. No, that's not what happens. It's the love that you have for her, the respect, the totality of how much you respect the relationship, respect her as a woman, as a person, how you speak to her, how you love her unconditionally, in all totality of your presence. That's what she submits to. It's not just because you're a man. You can't even pay your bills, and you want her to submit to you. Like, come on, we gotta be done with this stuff. You think submissiveness is, hey, you're gonna wash the dishes, bring me my food, and I'm gonna pay half the bills. The hell, she could do that herself. She could submit to herself and get the same things that you were giving her. Come on, man, that don't make no sense.
Bingo. And Dusties like to act like they don't grasp this concept, but it is very simple. You can't demand submission if I pay half the bills. Are you crazy? So they want women to submit behind closed doors, cook clean, change diapers, wipe ass, mop floors, and bust it open on demand. Drop on your knees on demand. But then in the same breath, want you to compete in corporate America like a man and pay 50% of the bills as well. Like he said, women can do that by ourselves. Single women already got 100% that they got to do on their plate. And they already have to clean their own house and cook for themselves. Why in the world would they sign up to do all that? And on top of that, to give a nigga 50% of the bills? It just don't make sense. Like he indicated, they want submissive providers. They want all of the benefits of submission with none of the sacrifices. Can you submit to them bills, nigga? If not, don't ask me about no submission. Child, I want to look at this next clip as well that illustrates this. Y'all see this mess? And for our audio listeners, let me explain exactly what's happening. So this man is being a hypergamous pookie. He's enjoying his cup of coffee in his PJs, looking out the window, passively watching his wife attempt to start her car so she can go to work. And the caption here says, watching my wife go to work after marrying me for love. And she's struggling because not only do she got a broke down ass car, but she also got a broke ass husband. And Nick Noggs is kikiing over this, thinking this is funny. But this is what Dusties want. They don't want to bring anything of value to the table. They don't want to have to provide provisions. They want their cake and they want to eat it too. They want submissive providers. I want to look at this next clip that talks about this phenomena of ring before spring. And shout out to Bourbon Bougie, who breaks this down so eloquently.
So I'm on this video, and this man said that half of the women in his nursing class got proposed to at their nurse graduation. And then this woman in the comments says, type in, she says right before spring, but it really is supposed to say, type in ring before spring. And it's really a thing. Like, men are proposing to women before spring, or this is just a thing that they do where they are proposing on people's really big days. And so I'm in the comment section and women are just like, yep, I've seen it too. So this woman says they're locking that nursing salary. Y'all know how people act like, well, you know how women try to connect to athletes before they go big. Well, men's are connecting to that just have stable jobs. Mama Said Red says, I was studying for my NCLEX, and he said that if I passed my boards, he'd propose. I passed my boards and passed on the proposal. My girl says they're the real gold diggers. She noticed the same thing after law school graduation. Be forever ingrained on your big day for the rest of their lives. So that's why they are proposing. They are taking some of the limelight away from your big day. Without a ring, after my last test of nursing school, it was a hard no. So they are now broken up. But he saw the Daldines, cha-ching, but she X'd him off the list. Don't forget that if you become a doctor, they'll want you to have their last name instead of yours. So that is, are they really trying to do that? I don't know, but they are definitely trying to get that doctor salary. And Diamond says, exactly. My doctor kept her last name, but put a hyphen on his because she says she worked too hard. And she had a theory. She says, I feel like they do these things so they don't have to plan a proposal. Just propose. It's usually at some sort of event that's already planned. And then someone else in the comments that was soon after that said that it's basically a lazy way of doing things because there's already the people who love her there. So a lot of people are in this comment section just like confirming what this person is saying. Because he saw it at his nursing graduation, and then all of these women are like, yep, I saw it at law school. Yep, I saw it at medical school. Yep, I saw it just at regular college. But have you guys seen this? Is this a thing? Ladies, please do not let these people latch on to you.
So this is wild, y'all. What a time to be alive. And I swear there is no excuse in this day and age for women to be naive and to be so obtuse when it comes to these dusties and romantic relationships and what's happening on these streets. The internet going to reveal the truth every single time. So she explicitly details how women have noticed these dudes are intentionally waiting until women graduate and are about to enter lucrative careers in order to trap them with a good salary. So one said her dude even told her he would only propose if she passed her board exams. What in the absolute fuck? They are hypergamous princesses. And I was doubtful of this, but I searched the hashtag online, and sure enough, there were tons of posts on TikTok about this phenomenon that's happening. I mean, social media clips for days. There was one of 50% of the nursing class that was graduating that spring with engagement rings and showing them off.
It's so wild. And notice this is only a trend in in-demand, more lucrative fields. So we don't see CNAs talking about their boyfriend gave them a ring before spring. We don't see the Wendy's fry cook or the McDonald's manager talking about ring before spring. He gave me the ring before spring. Even teachers ain't talking about this. It's nurses, doctors, and lawyers who will be guaranteed high earning potential after they graduate. I think this is so interesting that dudes are targeting nurses in particular. It's because they want submissive providers, though. So they want women who are accustomed to being in servitude and who are nurturing and who are inclined to want to care for them and to take care of their beck and call. But they also want the paycheck that comes with that as well. And we talked about this before. Check my video out where we talked about this concept of a nurse with a purse. A lot of men intentionally seek nurses with purses. Someone who gonna bring home that bacon, then come home and cook it for them. They want submissive providers. So I want to talk about this Rachel Lindsay situation as well. And for those of you guys who don't know, I'll give a little bit of background here in context and color. So she is the first Black woman bachelorette. And she ended up meeting and marrying a man named Bryan Abasolo on the show. Well, now, fast forward 4 years later, this boy done went and filed for divorce on her and is now asking for alimony like a little bit.
Bachelor Nation's Bryan Abasolo is calling it quits with Rachel Lindsay. After 4 years of marriage, the chiropractor has filed for divorce from the reality star on January 2nd and announces the news on his Instagram, saying, "If you've been following me for a while, you know I don't like to put my personal affairs on social media and like to keep a safe space for our family. After more than 4 years of marriage, Rachel and I have made the difficult decision to part ways and start anew. Please respect the spaces of our family and friends as we figure out our next steps." And according to court documents obtained by E! News, he cites irreconcilable differences as the reason for their split. He also lists New Year's Eve as the date of their separation and asks to be awarded spousal support. E! News has reached out to Rachel's rep for comment and has not yet heard back. The couple, who tied the knot back in August of 2019 after Bryan appeared on Rachel's season of The Bachelorette in 2017, recently revealed their plans to expand their family, with Rachel saying to E! News exclusively in November of 2023, "It's something that we want. It's been harder than I thought it would be. We're trying. You think, oh yeah, when I'm ready, I'll make it happen. But it's just been a little bit more difficult for us, but we're definitely starting the process." And although the duo met on TV, they've kept the relationship private recently, and Rachel explained to E! News how it's, quote, "always a hot topic. Whenever there's a rumor about a Bachelor Nation person getting divorced, it's my husband and I, because we aren't public with our relationship, and that's the exact reason why we're not." Following the divorce news, Rachel seemingly hints at having a fresh start as she posts this gym selfie to her Instagram story. New Year's Day workout, sweating out everything from 2023, and then a repost about lessons of 2023, which includes, "People will show you who they are, always believe them." Ahead of the divorce news, Rachel went on Nick Viall's podcast, The Viall Files, to talk about how 2023 has treated her and what she's looking forward to in 2024.
How you been?
I'm good. I feel like this year, I normally say odd years are my years, but it has not been my year. A lot of changes, a lot of growth. I went to Europe for 2 weeks with a friend, and that was just a resetting moment that I didn't even know I needed. And I really had one of those moments where I felt baptized in the water. Like I went in, I went out. I let go of so many things. Like work had become very toxic. I didn't feel like I fit in anymore there, even though that had defined me for 3 years as well. I was like, should I leave? I'm afraid to leave. And then I'm like, Rachel, you've done this before. You stopped practicing law to pursue all of this. So that was changing a lot for me. We're working on having a kid. Congratulations to you.
Oh my gosh,
Congratulations. And it's like sometimes that's not as easy as you think. You think, okay, when I'm ready, it'll happen. And then it doesn't. So that's like been a little bit of a struggle too. So it's just a lot of change. I'm ready for a restart button for 2024, but everything is good. Like I feel very much at peace. I have a lot of more time to just do the things that I want to do and figure out what's next. So I'm trying to not freak out because I'm so used to controlling everything and just being.
Uncertainty can be
Here is
scary.
starting off with a huge shock in Bachelor Nation world. Bryan Abasolo has filed for divorce from Rachel Lindsay. They have been married for 4 years, and oh my goodness, I actually cannot believe this. My head is spinning, my chest is tightening, like, what is going on? Bryan shared this message on social media shortly after news broke on entertainment news sites. He says, "If you've been following me for a while, you know I don't like to put my personal affairs on social media and like to keep a safe space for our family. Many of you know me as a chiropractor and also as a husband. My proudest role so far. After more than 4 years of marriage, Rachel and I have made the difficult decision to part ways and start anew. My parents have been married forever and I'm a family man, but sometimes loving yourself and your partner means you must let go. I wanted you to hear it from the source before the blogs start making up their own reality. Please respect the spaces of our family and friends as we figure out our next steps. Respectfully, Bryan." Like, what? And I know some people are like, why is everyone shocked? Because there were always like rumors going around that they weren't together because they didn't really post each other. But the thing is, they always shut down those rumors. They said that they were going to be private with their relationship because they would often get criticized. So I understand, but wow, I was not expecting this news.
So shook right now. Page 6 has reported that Bryan Abasolo, Rachel Lindsay's husband, has filed for divorce. He stated in the court papers that the reason was for irreconcilable differences. Rachel and Bryan got married in 2019, and in my opinion, they are a staple in Bachelor Nation. Rachel was the first Black bachelorette. I mean, this is history in the making. I'm a huge fan of Rachel, so I pretty much listen to anything she's on. And she was just on Viall Files maybe 2 weeks ago saying that they were trying to have kids. Alluded to the fact that there were some fertility trouble, but other than that, they seemed okay. She even said that they were hoping to have kids in 2024. So my hope is that this didn't come as a complete shock to her, because the report was very clear that he filed, not her. I did not see this coming in 2024. Doing this on the second day of the year, oh, yikes, that's so rough for Rachel. I'm really sad because I was rooting for them, but I guess we can just wish them all the best.
So y'all, this is hot off the press. This is breaking news. He literally filed on Tuesday, just a few days ago. The ink ain't even dry on the petition for the divorce yet. So we don't know much. Most of this is speculation. But what we do know is that Bryan and Rachel met on The Bachelorette. They got married 4 years ago. He was a chiropractor when they met. Rachel was a practicing attorney. So surface level, it seems like they're equally yoked, right? Well, it became quickly clear after the success of the show who the bigger star and more ambitious partner is. So Rachel has blossomed since then. She is a television personality now. I looked on her IG. She has several brand deals. She's been on Extra. She's also frequently appeared on ESPN. She also has several successful podcasts as well. She's even became part owner of a damn football team, y'all. And as a matter of fact, she was transparent at one point about them having a long distance marriage while she worked on her career in Hollywood and Ryan remained in Florida. So during this whole time, Bryan remained content with being a chiropractor, y'all. And I've been calling him Ryan interchangeably. This is how much I don't know nothing about him. This is how much less visible and how much there's a stark difference between the trajectory of her career and her success has been in comparison to him. I've been calling him Ryan. So forgive me. It's Bryan Abasolo. But so he was content with being a chiropractor and staying there and being stagnant. And there is nothing wrong with that, y'all. So I'm not diminishing anyone's career. That's a very respectable field, a very distinguished field. However, I Googled the average chiropractor salary in Miami where they were living, and it says that they only make on average $60,000 to $110,000 a year. So I was able to easily outpace that and out earn that. And I ain't got no medical degree. I'm not no MD. I'm not a chiropractor, y'all. Yeah, this vastly pales in comparison to Rachel Lindsay's 50-11 gigs in LA that she has that have resulted to her now having an estimated net worth of $1 to $5 million. And we know there is a gap in wages because he's requesting spousal support now. This bum ass boy don't even have kids with this woman, and he's requesting support from her. I will never respect a man with his hand out, expecting a woman to take care of him. Get another job, you bum. Like Rachel did. Work too if you can't afford your lifestyle. Again, this is all speculation. It's too soon to tell still, but we talked about possible reasons for divorce in the private group. My good sis Shay pointed out how Bryan is Hispanic and many men from that culture are very traditional. They expect submissive, docile, and passive wives. And we know they like their Hispanic wives in moo-moos and barefoot and pregnant at home, popping out children left and right. Which makes me believe that may be the reason for divorce. It's the fact that Rachel is very driven, very ambitious. She's so motivated to the point where they didn't just have a long distance marriage for some time. They lived on opposite sides of the country. So she was in Hollywood and Cali pursuing a career while he remained in Miami on the opposite side of the U.S. And my thing is, if that's what you wanted, what the fuck you got your hands out asking for alimony for? See what I mean? How hypocritical that is? So if that's the case, you wanted a wife who cooked, cleaned, stayed home, and raised and reared your children. The clip said they were even trying for a baby. Yet you chose this glamorous, fabulous, educated, beautiful, intelligent, and highly successful attorney so you could also benefit from her financially. Which is why you got your hands out now asking for her damn money. You wanted a submissive provider. And this is why I reiterate over and over again, Black women have to divest and vet. Divestment is not about dating non-Black men. Although the gaslighters like to come and skew my messaging, I've been very clear about that since day one. And I want to make that clear and emphasize that for the newbies so that you ladies don't get it twisted. Let me be very clear. I've said this before. I even have a video entitled, What is Divestment? Where I talk through how divestment is only about engaging in actions that serve you mentally, emotionally, financially, professionally, and romantically. It's not about dating non-Black men. It's definitely not about dating men with their hands out. And it's too early for me to really go in on this. We don't know all the details. Based off all appearances, it seems like Rachel vetted like she was supposed to and did her due diligence. But I do think just because they were married just 4 years ago and now in such a short time later, he already has his hands out asking for alimony, I bet there were some red flags that were missed that could have avoided this. So I'm going to be silently watching and sipping tea throughout all this because we know more details are on the way and will likely come out over the next few weeks. In the meantime, what are y'all's thoughts about Bryan and Lindsay's pending divorce? What do you think is the main reason Bryan filed for divorce? What do you think about him asking for alimony on top of that when he a damn chiropractor? Also, moreover, what do you think about this concept of submissive providers and how many Dusties expect women to go out and bring home the bacon plus cook it? I'm so interested in hearing y'all's thoughts. Please sound off down below. Until next time, see you guys. Bye.
I don't give a fuck. Even if you think I should, bitch. Nigga, I don't give
Fellas, if y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, we appreciate it.